fish to be called
Sounds fishy.
sea kittens.
Sea kittens?
Sea kittens.
No, there's no. Okay, I'm done. No more.
That's like Charlie the tuna.
Yeah.
Remember Charlie?
Oh my goodness.
Listen,
Sea kittens.
compassionate people would never dream of hurting a dog or a cat, might extend that sympathy to fish or sea kittens, as PETA calls them.
Not with a gun to my head. It ain't happening. That's ridiculous.
So you're going to go to the restaurant and say, do you serve sea kitten?
I like a little slice of sea kitten.
And it said, PETA says, most parents would never dream of spending a weekend torturing kittens for fun with their families, but hooking a sea kitten through the mouth and dragging her through the water is the same as hooking a kitten through the mouth and dragging her behind your car.
You know what? I want to go do that. I want to hook up a bunch of sea kittens to my car and hit the road. That's what I want to go do.
These people are whacked
Freaks.
out.
Freaks.
I say let them go. The more extreme they get, the more psychotic they look to the rest of the world.
The sad part is a bunch of people will follow them and do the same.
Actually, it's interesting. Last week we got an email from somebody in Boston that was going into an abortion clinic to have an abortion. And this person wrote the email and said, listen, we agree with you 100% in regards to abortion after 5 months. But we were there for a normal abortion. You know, when it's just a clump of cells. Right. We appreciate your dedication. We appreciate your kindness. But you know what? You're just all wrong on an early term abortion. But it shows the disconnect that these people have, that they can relate a late term baby with a kitten, and that's okay, but a baby there's actually no genetic difference at an earlier stage is.
That's a typical deal, Troy. I'm opposed to all abortions except mine.
Yeah, right.
That's the way it is.
Yeah, yeah. We talk about these people being whacked. As I've shown you guys this before. This is a Kevorkian who's a pro-abort, and of course, his views on he's an artist. Y'all didn't know that or not, but he claims to be.
Practice of
doesn't he do art out of human blood?
He does. I've got some pictures here of some of the stuff that he does. This man's fascination with death is unbelievable. But I think this is a vein that we see running through the abortion lobby in general.
You gonna show those pictures?
But I mean, it's.
God says those who hate God love death.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And these are all God haters.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you can tell the fruit of this tree is nothing more than a love of death.
Absolutely. It's really kind of scary. I mean, this stuff about sea kittens is pretty funny, and I think we all agree that there's not going to be any big move among the general public to rename fish sea kittens.
It still puzzles me because PETA is one of the biggest animal killers in the country.
Yeah.
If they get an animal or a cat or something that doesn't have a home, they will kill it.
Yeah, that's right.
They'll put it to sleep.
Yeah, they'll put them to sleep through there. Sure. It's really it's amazing. But
It's pathetic. It's pitiful. I can't even come up with the word. I just don't want to believe it's even happening. It can't be true.
Fish sea kittens. Would that put kittens at danger of being eaten?
I guess.
It might backfire on them.
I don't know.
People might start eating cats.
Years ago I was on a show with somebody who, I was on a talk show talking about abortion. Somebody called in that was an animal rights people. And they said, if you're pro-life, does that mean pro-animals? And I said, well, I love animals, and y'all know I do. I mean, is there...
a farm load of them.
Yeah, we got animals at our house, and my little dog Scooter that comes to work with me every day. Is there an animal on earth who has a better life than Scooter?
No. No, I've said if I believed in reincarnation, which I don't, I'm coming back as Mark Crutcher's dog.
Yeah, Scooter is living the life of Riley. I've got this little Yorkie dog, and he just goes with me everywhere, and so I love animals as much as anybody, but they're not the same as people. And I was on this talk show, and this woman called in and started bringing this animal rights things up. And I said, well, let me ask you this. I said, how much do you really believe what you're saying? And I said, if you had been let's say you were driving your car today, and you accidentally ran over a squirrel in the street, which is not unlikely to happen, right? I said, or you were driving your car today, and you accidentally ran over somebody's 5-year-old child. Are you telling me you'd see those as both an equal tragedy? She ultimately said yes. She said, yes, that you took a life in both cases. I would see that as an equal tragedy.
Would she get out and hold a funeral for the squirrel? And
I know she might.
She's not going to be questioned by the police over a squirrel, that's for sure.
Well, no, but that's irrelevant. It's what does she perceive it be? And her perception was that she would be just as distraught over running over a squirrel as running over somebody's 5-year-old child. And the scary thing about this is, we can laugh about this sea kittens thing and all we want to. These people, these nutcases, honestly believe all of this. That's the frightening thing. That is the frightening thing.
Well, it gets even more frightening is they not only believe that the squirrel is elevated to the human status, but they devalue that 5-year-old child's life, and they would rather see more children die than squirrels.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right. We'll be right back. When Bill Clinton was elected president, I made the argument that the problem really wasn't Bill Clinton, but the millions of people who voted for him. And the same thing is true about Barack Obama. I can assure you that there have always been people who wanted to be president whose morals were no better than those of Clinton or Obama. The difference was that back when America was still a Christian nation, the voters had better morals than to knowingly elect those kind of people to public office. Now, there are those who will claim that they can vote for a rabid supporter of legalized abortion without abandoning their Christian principles. Of course, that is pure unadulterated hogwash. Think about this. A couple of years ago, there was a documentary on the cable system about the exploding pornography business in America, and it featured some guy from California who is generally acknowledged to be America's porn king. Within the industry, his company is known for producing an almost unbelievable volume of the raunchiest material imaginable. And we're not talking about video of naked people. We're talking about videos of people doing things that most of the public could not even imagine are actually legal. And the predominant theme of every video is the submission, exploitation, and intentional degradation of women. Interestingly, during this interview, the porn king was wearing a necklace with a small gold cross on it. And a clip that was shown from one of his videos, one of the women writhing around on the screen was also wearing a cross around her neck. When the pornographer and this young woman were asked how they could reconcile this apparent inconsistency, both said that their religious beliefs and their chosen professions were two separate issues, and that being in hardcore porn does not mean you can't also be a good Christian. In their world, the most fundamental symbol of Christianity no longer represents core beliefs or lifestyles or right and wrong. The cross is simply a fashion statement. The regrettable thing is, this same sort of attitude has become almost universally adopted by the contemporary American church. It is now in such an advanced state of decay that someone's claim to be a Christian is seen as irrelevant to their behavior, and those who suggest otherwise are attacked for being dogmatic and judgmental. Well, I'm not buying it. I know there are a lot of fine, upstanding churchgoers who will be angry if they hear me say this, but the fact is that people who claim to be Christians while supporting pro-choice politicians are no different than the porn king with a cross dangling from his neck. Welcome back. Listen, we got a neat announcement here. I'm really excited about this. There are articles all over the country right now, and I guess these things have come up because of the election of Obama, talking about how the pro-life movement is actually alive and well and on fire, and especially among young people. Here's an article from the San Francisco newspaper talking about how the young people in the pro-life movement are energized and on fire. More buses going from San Francisco to the march in D.C. than in any time in history. And here, this is an article in the newspaper talking about how great the pro-life movement's doing. Here's one from Florida. Florida's life marchers have young faces and fresh ideas, fresh concerns, and talking about how the number of people getting involved. Through young people is amazing. This is a story from the Dallas Morning News. Teens share anti-abortion stance, talking about how many high schools now are having pro-life clubs, and that the young people in this country are on fire for the pro-life message. This was in the Dallas paper just a few days ago, January 16th. We have long known that we needed to get new people on the show, and of course that's why we brought on Troy, and then eventually we couldn't find anybody better, so we brought on Johnny. We kind of scraped the bottom of that barrel. And yeah, we did. We hit a home run there, didn't we? And needless to say, the addition of you two guys on the show has really, bailed me out of the mistake I made with getting Cherie on the show. So
I knew one bad was coming.
No, it has really increased the level of our show, and I think the shows that we've done in the last year or so since you guys have joined I know they're exponentially better than anything we've ever done before. Well, now we're going to ratchet things up again because in light of all this explosion among youth in the pro-life movement. And when we look around here and we see the sad situation of Troy Newman being the youngest guy here by a long shot.
Hey.
I know it looks like I am, but it is
No,
Troy.
it doesn't look like you are. But anyway,
So you're going to add some real talent.
we're going to add real
Young
youth to the show, and somebody that's been with the show, been on here before to comment on things. And when we decided to do this, the first person we thought of was Kristen Hawkins from Students for Life. And so I contacted Kristen, and she agreed to come on. And starting next month, she's going to be here on the set. We're going to redo the set a little bit to get everybody here. But we're really looking forward to it. And she's joining us by phone. Hello, Kristen.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me.
And let everybody know, Kristen's a little under the weather right now. She's been ill the last few days. And Kristen is about to have her first baby here in a few more days. Is that right, Kristen?
That is true, in about a week from now.
Wow. And we're just so excited that you've agreed to join us, and we think it's going to be a really good addition to the show.
I'm really looking forward to being with you all next month. I think it's going to be really exciting.
And so she'll be kind of coming in to every month, just like Johnny and Troy and Cherie do, to come in and not just talk about what's going on in the youth arena, but that will be one of our primary jobs. But anyway, we're really looking forward to it, and hope you get to feeling better. And we'll see you next month.
Sure.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you all.